What's up, traders? This is Vee Trades, and today I will be doing a technical analysis breakdown for Nvidia Corporation with the ticker symbol NVDA. This video is for entertainment purposes only, so please trade at your own risk. I will first be going over what I see on the daily chart and finish the video off with the weekly chart. So you see that Nvidia had a double top, basically right below the $1,000 level, right around the high 900s to the mid 900s. So there was a double top. Price couldn't continue any higher. Broke the you can see this trend line right here. It broke this aggressive trend line, and then basically we saw two legs back. So you can see this was the first leg down right here, saw the move up higher. Second leg, price bounced right at the measure move target where prior support was at, also at the 857. We saw a short-term push up higher, and then price was just not strong enough. It basically back tested this trend line that it broke right here. So you see that it broke this shallower trend line. I drew it off the two swings. If you drag it all the way up, you can see that price pushed through it, and then it back tested it for resistance right over here, and then price collapsed lower. So basically we kind of also double the range. You can see that this was the side of the range right here, and then if you double it, that takes price basically right where it bounced. So that was a measure move target met. And you could even do a measure move using the leg size. So this is one leg down right here, price bounced, and then the second leg. So basically that's where the target was, at the 767. So since we reached the target, what are we going to do now? Well, short term, that means we're probably going to see a bounce up out of here. Is it guaranteed? No, it's not. But that's probably the most likely situation, and that may or may not lead to a continuation to the upside. I'm pretty confident we'll probably get a bounce or some type of sideways trading here. And I'm not that confident if it's going to lead to a permanent bottom for higher prices, or that's just going to lead to more downside. So we'll have to wait and see. It's what the market wants to do at the end of the day. But at least the target was met, so there's a good place to see a bounce. A little bit overextended, but we could stay overextended. If the market continues to drop the way it's going, well, there is a huge gap right here that can be filled by Nvidia. That'll take price right to the 680. And then we also have this shallower trend line at lower prices at the 582. Either way, this looks like a short-term top, and we may or may not see that continuation to the upside depending on the type of bounce we get. So depending on the type of bounce we get, if the bounce is really strong and it breaks that downward trend line, I would say it's very likely we see higher prices. If the bounce is weak and we just see a small correction up, then it's probably going to lead to further downside. So it depends on what type of bounce we get over here, and that's even if we get a bounce at all. But most likely we probably will. So you see here's the zoomed out view of the price action. Price was moving at a shallower angle of attack, and then it went steeper and steeper, couldn't continue any higher, double topped, and then price just is starting to roll over. So basically traders are entering shorts, traders are taking profits, so all that leads to more downside. So again, we could see a little bit more downside for Nvidia depending on if we get a bounce here or not. Here's a look at the weekly chart. Weekly chart shows that, we were definitely overextended from the EMA. We basically had, several green weeks in a row, and now we're starting to see several red weeks in a row. So there's a good chance this could continue down in the medium term. Let's see what price does when it comes back to this trend line right here, if it can get there. But overall, you see that Nvidia was just ready for a drop. It was just overextended, and we're seeing the drop. You can see that it just took back a large amount in just a short amount of time, 22% in just a few weeks. So actually about 3 to 4 weeks. So a very short amount of time, the market can do these quick moves. It went up really quick. It can also go down pretty quick, and also the $500 level would be acting as support if price can get back there, because that was prior resistance, so it could act as support. So overall, measure move was met in the short term. We could see a bounce depending on the type of bounce we get. That could lead to continuation of the trend or for the downside, and that's if we get a bounce at all. But I'm expecting a bounce nonetheless. That's all I have for Nvidia on the daily, weekly charts. Let's just take a quick look at the log chart, show you guys one more thing. This is the log chart on the monthly. That just allows me to see more price action on the same size chart. So you see that if I draw a channel off of the swing low right here, you drag it up to the highs, what do you know? It matches right at the top where price has these resistance levels. Top here, and then top here. So where is price most likely to go? Maybe towards the bottom of this channel. So we'll see if we can get that low. It might just trade sideways and move at a shallow angle, but either way, it looks like a top as of right now. So we'll see what happens in the long term, but in the short term, expecting a bounce. We'll see if we get it. If not, there's a lot of room towards the downside. So all I have for Nvidia on the daily, weekly charts this week Saturday, and I'll see you guys most likely next week Saturday. This is Vee Trades, and thank you for your time.